I knew I needed to talk about my abortion. I knew I needed to have it out in the open, but it was just, I had kept that secret in for 35 years and just hadn't told anybody. And so I just felt like this was the place, the pregnancy center was the place that I could be safe here. But it wasn't immediate for me. I think that during that time of keeping that in, I never was safe in being myself. I never felt like I could truly be who God wanted me to be, because I always had some type of mask on, because I was never who I really was. I was always hiding something, keeping something from people. So as hard as I tried to be an open book with people and to be open and loving, there was a part of me that was always reserved and held back. And so I never felt that I was quite the friend I should be, the Christian mentor I should be, because I was holding so much back. I went through the training to be a receptionist, and at that point, I still didn't even say anything. In the middle of that training, still didn't feel comfortable. I didn't know anybody there, and I just didn't feel safe yet. It wasn't easy to have those words come out of my mouth, but once I did it, I felt a lot better, but I still didn't share it with everybody here until after I'd gone through the Bible study. And really the Bible study and working with Pam and Kathy during that Bible study, it really just made me feel comfortable in being able to speak about it. And then I actually had to then tell my kids, all my grown kids, about it, and I had never mentioned that to any of my children. My husband knew, but my kids did not. So that there were a lot of baby steps along the way of different groups that I needed to speak to, as far as my kids, my siblings, and then I spoke to my church. But it was all just because of that Bible study that I went through, and the love and the safety that I felt here at the pregnancy center. It seems like people kind of come to you because they know now you're not this perfect someone who they thought you were at one time. You're a real person, and you've got a real story to tell, and they have a real story to tell. And I know I've had a couple women come up to me who are post-abortive and shared their stories with me. I had a chance to minister to a young man who's in jail. He was from our church, and he had a different story, but again, it was a story that he felt shame and regret about. And I told him that I'm going to tell my story one of these days, and I want you to be in church when that happens. And it just so happened that he was out of jail, and he walked into church the morning that I gave my testimony. And I know that was life-changing for both of us. I've had several opportunities in the client room here at Pregnancy Resources to be able to tell my story just a little bit. I try not to focus too much on me, but I also know that when a young girl comes in and they're considering something like that, I can tell them what it did to my life and how it held me back at times, and the pain that it causes, and that it doesn't fix the problem. It's not a quick fix. It's a long, long life of pain if you just keep it hidden like that. So I have been able to share that with several young people, and I love being in the client room and being able to help these young girls that are coming in. I wish I would have had something like that. Someone would have mentioned that to me when I was 17 years old, and I would have had someone that I felt safe speaking to, that I could have gotten some really good direction from. My story is about abortion, but other women have lots of stories, and so I think it just really helps them to feel safe to tell their stories and to be free from whatever it is that's keeping them in bondage as well. So it was just a totally freeing experience, and now I'm more just confident in all the different parts of my ministry that I do, and I can sing, and I can laugh, and I can be more free in all those things that I do. And I just couldn't be that way before. I always thought I had to put on a front and be who I thought I should be instead of being who God wanted me to be.